Hello guys, I am Nidhishri Bagalwadi, your science teacher. So in the last class, we discussed regarding the power of accommodation. Okay, we discussed regarding the far and near point to the eye from which we can see the farther objects as well as the objects which are near to us. Okay, today we are going to discuss regarding the defects in the vision. So in the defects in the vision, we are going to discuss three defects which are related to vision related defects. Vision related means the sight related defects. We have many other eye problems, but these three are important vision related defects which are going to study in our syllabus. So the three defects here are the myopia. You have to remember these scientific terms and these are very important. Don't get confused. Myopia, hypermetropia, myopia and hypermetropia. So first we will discuss regarding the myopia. Myopia. So this condition is where we cannot see the objects which are far. So the objects which are far appears to be blur for the persons who have myopia. So this is commonly called as short-sightedness. It is commonly called as short-sightedness. So don't get confused with the scientific term and the common term. Short-sightedness means here a person cannot see far objects. Okay, so a person cannot see far objects clearly, but he can see the nearer objects very clearly. So in the last previous class we discussed relating to the ciliary muscles, where they changes the curvature of the lens of the eye lens so that the images will be formed on the retina. So if an object is at a far distance, okay, if an object is at a far distance, so let us consider eye. Okay, so this is cornea and this is our lens. So when the parallel rays of light will fall and the ciliary muscles, what they do, the ciliary muscles makes the curvature of lens less, that is makes the lens thin, so that the images will be formed on the retina. Okay, but here due to the myopia, this person is not able to see the images which are far at the objects which are far at the distance. So what might be the reason? The image won't be formed on the retina. So for the myopic persons, the image of an object is not formed on the retina. So if the image is not formed on the retina, we can say that the lens had become thicker. So what might be the causes for myopia? The causes will be the lens might have become thicker, thick lens. The ciliary muscles may not be relaxing and the lens is become thicker, so that the focal length, that is the distance between the image and the lens, is not increasing. If the focal length is not increased, an image is not formed on the retina. If an image is not formed on the retina, an object will not be, we are not able to see the objects clearly which are at the far distance. So the first cause will be the thick lens. It might be the first cause. Okay. Then if the ciliary muscles are not working properly, if they are not relaxing properly, so that might be the cause. So due to the ciliary muscles, problem and due to the thick lens, focal length is not increasing. So focal length is not increasing, so the image is not forming on retina. Image is not forming on retina. So the causes for myopia will be very important. So due to the thick lens, the focal length is not increasing, as well as the image is not forming on the retina. This is the myopia causes. How it can be corrected? We know that many of us will have a spectacles at very young age. Why? It is due to the usage of a screen, mobile or computer. Okay, so these defects are major defects, as well as they can be correctable, they can be rectified using the lenses. So as the image is not forming on the retina, focal length is not increasing. So here basically what the specialist in eye defects, that is a doctor, will do? The doctor will prescribe or will suggest certain lenses which makes the converged, which makes the light rays from the objects to form an image on the retina. Which might be the lens which is used to correct myopia? So the correction is done by, it can be corrected using a specialized lens, that is a concave lens. Concave lens. So we know that if a light ray from the object which is kept at a far distance incident on the concave lens, the property of a lens is it forms a diverged rays. So it is called as a diverging lens. Okay, concave lens properties, it diverges the refracted rays. Means we will get the refracted rays will be diverging from a single point. So that point we will consider as a principal focus of a concave lens. So here what the doctor will do, suppose if this is an eye, okay, then this is our lens which is thicker, which is not becoming thin due to the myopia. Okay, so if a concave lens, so suppose a person wear a spectacle, a person who has myopia, if he wears a spectacle of which is having a concave lens, a light rays which are coming from the far objects, a light rays which are coming from the far object will be incident on the concave lens first. Okay, they will be incident on the concave lens. So according to the concave lens property, what happens here? The light rays will diverge. The light rays will diverge. Okay. So the light rays will diverge. So when the light rays will diverge and then enters the cornea and then enters the cornea and the converging lens, that is convex lens. So here what happens, after the refraction, they will meet at a point on the retina so that the image is formed. The image is formed on the retina. So what happened here? The light rays, what we made here, the light rays, we are extending their distance. So when they are coming from far objects, when they are incident on the concave ray, the distance between the light rays increases. So when these light rays, the distance between these light rays increases, they will be having much space to converge. So they will converge at the far distance, that is on the retina. So this is how, using the spectacles, the image is formed on the retina for the persons who have the myopia. So for the correction of myopia, which lens we are using? We are using the concave lens. Okay. So the concave lens, whatever the concave lens we are using, that power is not same for all. For example, I have the myopia, means I can't see the objects which are far away from me. Those objects will appear blur for me. So my power of the spectacle, when you go to the doctor, they will give you the what is the power of the lens from which we have to make the spectacles. My power is minus 2.5. Minus 2.5. So it is related to the focal length and the magnification. So depending on the focal length for which distance you are not able to see the objects clearly, depending on that, they will suggest the power of the lens. So based on that power, your spectacles are made using the different lenses. Those will be a concave lens only. Every myopic person will be prescribed for concave lens only. But the power of the concave lens differs from person to person to correct the myopia, based on which grade or based on which degree they have the myopia. Based on that, the power of a concave lens differs. So by that, they will correct the myopia. This is regarding the first defect of vision, that is myopia, which is also called as short-sightedness. Please keep it in mind, in myopia, a person is not able to see the objects which are at far distance. Okay, so in the next session, we are going to discuss about one more defect of vision in detail. We are going to discuss its causes, its reasons, as well as its correction. Until that, take care of your eyes. Have a nice day.